So you're moving to Missouri, to Warrensburg, or PCSing to Whiteman Air Force Base, and oh my gosh, the laws.
What are the laws?
We can help you with that. Today, we're gonna talk about some of the weirdest laws in Missouri. Stay tuned.
Yep.
Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe right down below because we make a new video every single week. You're gonna wanna get notified. Also, contact info right down there. If you're coming here, if you're moving here, you have questions, or you're buying a house, we can definitely help you with that. So do not hesitate to reach out, call, text, email. We love talking to people. Today, Nina.
Yes.
I'm very excited about this video.
I am too.
We are talking about some of the weirdest laws in Missouri.
Dun dun dun.
Let's just jump right in, shall we?
Ooh, I'm ready. I'm so excited.
So, Kansas City.
Wes, tell me, what do we have?
Here's a controversial one. Do you know that it is illegal for children in Kansas City, Missouri to play with Capguns?
Okay.
But they can buy a real gun.
Hey, really starting off with a bang there.
That was good.
So a child can buy a gun in Missouri?
So kids are forbidden from playing with Capguns, but they can purchase real life shotguns.
Wow.
If you're over 16. So yeah, isn't that crazy? Another interesting
I will say that I think it's good that they're not allowed to play with Capguns just because it might mimic a real gun.
That's true.
And that could be like a scary situation with
That's
someone
very true.
thinking they have a real gun. So I agree with that part. I'm just gonna leave the rest of it alone.
Here's another interesting Kansas City law. So if you are a single male between the ages of 21 and 50, you are supposed to be paying a yearly tax of $1.
The bachelor law.
The bachelor law. All those
Tax those bachelors.
Tax them.
Tax them single men. Beyonce has something to say to you and it costs $1.
Also, the installation of bathtubs with 4 legs that resemble giant animal paws, illegal.
Forbidden.
But I love those bathtubs with the animal paws.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I have seen them in Kansas City, so there's some tickets to give out.
We're just losing so much ticket revenue.
Yeah.
For shame.
Why aren't the cops inspecting bathtubs?
More closely.
Yeah.
Ugh, moving on. So, here's a really good one. In Natchez, Missouri, do you know that you will be jailed if you give your elephant beer? It is illegal. I wonder, like, how did people... You know that in order for a law to be written in the book, someone must have done this.
Someone had to have a really drunk elephant, and they were just like, enough.
No more.
No more drunk elephants in this town.
We're making it a law.
It has become a problem.
It's so good. So yes, tell us about the great city of Columbia. Actually, is a really fun town. Actually, I've hung out there a couple times. There's a university there. It's a fun party town.
Columbia's a really fun town.
Yeah.
And also, the cool thing about Columbia is they have a lot of like really fun local shops and restaurants.
They do.
They have seemingly very loose liquor license laws, so like everyone serves alcohol.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I went to a slushy restaurant and they handed me a slushie and I had no idea that it was alcoholic.
Everything there is alcoholic.
It was like 10 a.m.
Yeah,
you
know.
When in Rome.
Go Columbia. But what you can't do in Columbia is have a clothesline.
The horror.
Clotheslines are banned in the city of Columbia, Missouri, but loophole, you are legally allowed to drape your clothes over a fence if you need that air drying goodness, but we don't want one of those nasty illegal clotheslines. Just throw them on a fence.
I don't even understand because the fence looks worse than the clothesline.
Way worse. Like clothesline is cute and like niche.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that kind of like
you're like a cool
Americana feel.
Whereas settler on the prairie.
Clothes draped on a fence just looks like, I don't know.
Not aesthetic.
Definitely not cute. So might need to update that law in Columbia.
I think so. Moving on.
Yes.
Mole, Missouri. Nina, you're never allowed to go to Mole, Missouri.
There's a city called Mole, Missouri.
Yep. So there is a law in the books that it is illegal to frighten a baby. It's against the law.
Oh,
No
man.
fright. I mean, no one should frighten babies anyway, but
Sometimes it's funny. I mean, if it's your own baby.
making it illegal. Though I remember my baby was terrified of the vacuum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I
Gotta
would have
break
to-
them of that. Just like at them a little bit until they get used to it.
Do not follow this parenting advice. Moving on.
Especially if you're in Mole, Missouri. St. Louis.
St. Louis. Now, St. Louis, that's kind of a cool town. I've only been a couple times.
Yeah. They have an awesome big city museum, which is
Yes.
super fun and awesome.
The Budweiser Clydesdales live there.
Yeah.
I've literally gone to St. Louis to pet the horses.
That's about right.
Yep.
Not surprised.
They have some very interesting laws. For example, I don't think this one's followed. It is illegal for a firefighter to rescue a woman from a burning building and take her outside if she's wearing a nightgown.
Or naked.
Or naked. Must be fully clothed.
Get dressed. We're being rescued.
That seems like a law that they would have changed recently.
Yeah, they should probably get on that one because, generally I feel like women being rescued from a burning building are going to be in PJs.
Yeah, or naked.
Yeah.
These days,
Yeah.
in the buff. Another interesting one is, I find this law rude. You cannot sit on the curb and drink beer from a bucket.
Done it.
College,
We've all done it.
we've all done that.
So if they're gonna make laws about everything now,
God, this new fancy culture
Rude.
can't just sit and drink beer out of a bucket.
first of all, St. Louis seems like the city where you absolutely can drink beer from a bucket because we've been to their
Yep.
St. Patrick's Day
Oh, memories.
parade. There's a lot of beer and buckets happening.
Memories. You also can't park your car with the engine on because it might scare the horses.
There's a lot of scaring horses laws in Missouri in general, considering I really don't feel like I see random horses ready to be scared all the time.
I think that's probably a holdback from
Yeah.
when the horse and buggy days.
Yeah.
The cart on horse and buggy days. Well, we have the state fair, the worldwide Missouri State Fair. So I bet people coming from all over when the automobile was first invented.
Scaring all the horses.
Scaring all
with
the
your
horses.
honking and your car engines.
Well, you remember when we were younger and we weren't allowed to have fireworks because they scared our aunts' horses?
That's true.
I bet it's something similar.
And I think in Lawrence, you're still legally supposed to honk your horn when you enter the city to prepare the horses. That's one of the laws I saw when we were looking these up. Just to prepare the horses for your entrance.
Oh, but you can't honk someone else's horn.
Yeah. Just your own horn.
Don't go honking random strangers' horns, people. It's illegal in Missouri.
You guys better be writing these laws down because you got a lot to learn when you come to Missouri.
Oh,
A lot of honking situations. Don't honk this horn, but you better honk that one.
for the horses.
Yep.
By the way, I just want to say what a delight this is.
Oh, this is delightful. Coffee time.
Boop.
Weird laws and coffee.
This is, I think, one of my favorite videos. I love weird laws. I love
Me
that
too.
they're still on the books because people just haven't taken the time to remove them.
But someone took the time to make them, which
Yes.
I doubt is easy. I mean, I personally have never gone out of my way to make a law,
Yeah.
but I imagine it requires some amount of effort.
Yep, it sure does.
So these people were dedicated to their causes. They were like, I don't want my horses scared anymore.
Law.
Do not scare my baby.
No honking other people's horns.
Don't honk my horn. It's against the law now.
Speaking of another fantastic law in Marionville,
Yes.
it is illegal to do what, Nina?
Kidnap an albino squirrel.
I love that it's kidnap. That's literally the
I know, the wording of
wordage.
kidnap. It makes me really wonder, is this a situation where someone felt like their pet was the albino squirrel and you were taking it from them, or are you kidnapping it from nature? Where is the kidnapping happening?
I don't know. It reminds me of, so there's a tree in the United States that legally owns itself, and it reminds me of that same thing. Okay, now the squirrels have rights in nature, so if you remove them from nature,
Yeah.
you're kidnapping, and you're going to go to jail
Yeah.
and press charges because the squirrel has been kidnapped.
Yeah, I need to know more of the legality and the background regarding the word kidnap. for these albino-specific squirrels. Not a regular squirrel. Apparently you can just take regular squirrels in Marionville all day. That's fine. They don't care.
Nobody cares.
Don't you touch an albino one.
Serious. Oh, God.
Well, what happens if you do kidnap one?
I don't know. I need to...
No, you do, because you told me.
Oh, I did?
It's a $500 fine.
Oh, that's right. I do know. Oh, see, I did so much research on these laws that they all started blurring together. But you're right. It's a $500 fine.
Which also makes me wonder...
Who are you paying the fine to?
Well, I mean, I guess the city. But, like, what about the squirrel? This should just be you have to buy the squirrel a nice little house and a tree.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Second thought on this is how much does an albino squirrel cost? Because I feel like they probably cost more than $500. They're pretty rare, so maybe it's just worth it to kidnap the little guy.
And then breed, start your own albino squirrel breeding program. Interesting where your brain goes.
Listen,
Capitalism.
I was at Casey's when Eva was messaging me about this albino squirrel situation. So I started talking to the lady at Casey's because that's what you do. And I was like, have you ever seen an albino squirrel? And she's like, I have a whole family of them in my yard. And I was like,
oh my God.
I wonder how much these go for.
Well, if you kidnap them, you're going to have to pay. Oh, but not in Warrensburg.
Not in Warrensburg.
There's no law for kidnapping squirrels
So
here.
maybe you take one of those, you bring it to Marionville, you offer it to someone who wants to kidnap a squirrel for like $400.
And you make some sweet money.
They're getting a deal. The squirrel gets a new family. Nobody had to be kidnapped.
Please don't kidnap any squirrels out of nature. We do not condone the kidnapping of
condone
wild animals.
This is all humor.
Moving on.
Yes.
Purdy. So, Purdy. Oh, it's illegal to dance there.
Footloose.
I know. I want to do like Footloose and Kevin Bacon out there.
Kevin Bacon needs to go to Purdy and have a talk.
Yes, seriously.
He needs to have a conversation with Purdy, Missouri.
In Seiko, this is one of my favorites. Women are forbidden from wearing hats that could frighten babies or small animals.
Or timid person.
Or timid persons. Oh, it makes me want to just get...
That is another just amazingly specific law.
Like, who wore a hat there and what did it look like that brought this law into being? I must know.
I immediately go to the Chiquita banana hat.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just with fruit all over it, and maybe someone was just like, it's too terrifying.
Or maybe some fell off and hit someone.
Yeah. That is really bizarre.
Yeah, I'm going to have to Google, like, scary hats.
I mean, I feel like that would be an easy one to get out of, though, because you could be like, I didn't know that this hat would frighten timid persons.
I don't see how half of those laws actually stand up.
Yeah.
I digress. Okay, next one. Well, oh, here's the interesting one for here in Warrensburg. Now, I actually have not... This has been a rumor since we went to college here.
I've always heard this. I never knew if it was true or not.
And honestly, I still don't know.
Yeah.
I went down the rabbit hole, so to speak, and this isn't just in this college town, it's in quite a few college towns, that it's illegal for a female sorority house to exist because more than 6 women living in a house,
more than
three women,
unrelated women,
is a brothel.
Yeah.
And I honestly do not know if that's actually true here in Warrensburg.
I feel like
I couldn't find one, but
since
it's
I've
a
been
rumor.
hearing it like for 20 years now, but I know that there are plenty of college houses where there's more than 3 unrelated women living there.
Yeah.
But apparently...
And I was in a sorority.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those laws that they use in very specific situations.
Yeah.
Where like if there is a little bit of...
shenanigans.
The oldest profession in the books happening, then they can use this law to put a stop to it.
Kaboosh to the brothel.
Like, y'all have to split up.
Speaking of brothels, we actually have, we're related actually. Our great-great-great-grandmother ran the largest brothel in Chicago.
Fun.
That really cool bar cup thing I have upstairs in the house was hers. It was in her brothel in Chicago.
What an entrepreneur.
So spicy.
Hey, I bet she did very well for herself. I hope that they were happy ladies.
Prohibition, man. You do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Crazy. Or like the Dust Bowl.
I don't judge.
I don't judge. So here's an interesting one. Moving on to just kind of statewide laws.
Ooh.
This one, I just want to read it because I like the language.
Okay.
So women are not allowed to wear corsets in Missouri because the privilege of admiring the curvaceous, unencumbered body of a young woman should not be denied to the normal red-blooded American male.
Oh, jeez.
That's a legitimate law
Oh, no.
on the books in the state of Missouri. It's illegal to wear a corset because God forbid the red-blooded American males don't get to see your
denied your
curvaceous,
unencumbered body.
Woo!
That's a doozy.
Who wrote that law? I mean, I don't mind it because
I can tell you who wrote that law.
corset, I wouldn't want to wear a corset. I mean, unless I wanted to wear a corset.
I can literally pick that man out of a room who wrote that law.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a language. The language of that law is very specific.
Yeah.
Whew.
He's a winner.
Winner. Here's another winner of a law. It's illegal to eat clam chowder between 11:50 a.m. and 12:48 p.m. on Sundays.
That's like 48 minutes, but that's lunchtime.
Not on Sundays.
You can't have clam. What happens?
You can't have clam chowder on Sundays between 11:50 a.m. and 12:48 p.m. on Sundays. Do not eat clam chowder, people. It's probably like gremlins. Like, don't feed the gremlins at the...
Someone just comes and
After
slaps
midnight.
that spoon out of your hand.
Whack!
Not yet. You have 4 more minutes till you can legally eat that clam chowder. It has to be a post-brunch treat.
Post-brunch treat. Who eats clam chowder on Sunday at brunch?
I like clam chowder. I mean, if someone was like, hey, do you want some clam chowder? I'd be like, sure. I can't imagine saying no to clam chowder. Clam chowder is delicious.
I'm not, you know, when I go to brunch, I'm not really thinking of clam. I'm thinking of like, maybe like some waffles and maybe some like sliced ham.
Pour
and
some clam
eggs.
chowder on your
Oh my
waffles.
good gosh, you're fired. You're fired.
That's my new, I'm gonna invent a clam chowder brunch restaurant.
Well,
everything is gonna revolve around clam chowder on Sundays at lunchtime.
illegal.
And just bring those cups. Bring them at me.
Illegal. Oh, here's the other one. You need a permit to shave while driving, Nina. I feel like you're
just
being called
ruining
out.
everything I do in
Called
life.
out. You cannot shave your armpits and drive at the same time.
That's such a bad idea, first of all. Like, that sounds like such a good way to just cut yourself.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's probably more geared towards men who are like
Yeah,
shaving
trying to
their
shave their
face while
face.
driving. But regardless,
Can you imagine just a woman like with her leg up on the
Leg
dash,
on the
just, like,
dashboard.
shaving?
other hand over here, she's like, whatever, I got cruise control on.
Oh my gosh, like Tesla.
Yeah.
Tesla. Don't do it. Another Missouri statewide law, it's illegal to smoke a pipe through your ear.
Through your ear? Is that possible?
I don't understand why this is an actual law, because I don't see how it's possible to smoke a pipe through your ear.
I feel like
How
that's,
do you...
I guarantee that like some weird dude did that as like his cool trick at the state fair, and it upset so many people that they made it illegal. That's what I think happened. I'm calling it right now.
I bet you're right.
Somebody find the backstory of that, because I bet it was a state fair shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
And kids got upset.
Yeah.
And the women with their
Witchcraft.
non-corsets, they didn't have corsets on.
They were probably witches.
So they were, you know, the men were all hot-blooded. And someone was smoking a pipe through their ear, and mayhem.
Pure mayhem. And then someone went and honked someone else's horn.
Oh,
and
jeez.
World just ended.
It was too much. Laws were flying the next day.
I can't breathe. That's how the great state fair debacle of 1910 started.
I blame all of this on the state fair. They probably had
Smoking
albino
pipes,
squirrels jumping off the pipe guy's head.
kidnapped,
Yeah.
honking horns,
Someone was trying to
scaring
kidnap
horses,
them.
wearing hats.
Scaring babies. Timid women.
Oh, this has been a joy.
I love laws.
So the moral of this story, people, is that there are some really great, wonderful laws in Missouri, and in so many cool towns in this great state have just the most fantastically ridiculous laws. If you know of any, please
Let us know. I want more.
send them my way.
I want weird laws from everywhere.
I know. I want to just do these on all the states because this is great. This is great.
I want to make a weird law.
Oh, I'm working on it.
We should.
Well, thank you guys for watching our video. Don't forget to like and subscribe right down below because we make a new one every single week. And we are next door agents. We are real estate agents. Wow! So if you're coming here, if you have any questions about Warrensburg, Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri in general, do not hesitate to reach out and send us a text, give us a call, send us an email.
We'll answer the phone.
We promise. And we will not send any
We
squirrels.
might want to chat with you about weird laws, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Be prepared to be inundated with fun facts.
We'll be like, hey, guess what?
See you soon. Bye.